So you've printed out your material, you've gone to the front office of the school you're supposed to report to and checked in, and now you're back at the trailer where Master Mechanic Demko left it. So let's take a look at what you need to do from here. First, he's left all the jacks up and in place so the trailer is steady and secure, and he's left it exactly where it needs to be. The only thing you need to do is reach down and turn on the battery switch from off to on. It's next to the battery and it powers what's inside. You won't need a generator, you won't need to be plugged in to the school. There's sufficient power in those batteries. So walk around to the side. You'll see the front door with the knocker and the safety keyhole to be able to look out, and the doorbell, which won't work until you've turned everything on, and your keys that you picked up at the office. The platoon commander's office has the keys. Reach down below and pull out the stairs. There's stairs on both sides, but you won't need the ones on the other side. Then open up the handle so the kids have something to reach to. Unlock the upper and lower lock and go inside and see what you need to do to get ready. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. There are two distinct sections which you'll notice on the printout, and there's also at the far end a bench seating area. I like to get the kids seated there after they've gone through and found what they need to, because it gives them a place to light and they can go through one at a time and offer what they've found. But what you'll need to do is go out to the rear bedroom area and into the closet and bring in the large display panel. There's also a stand if you should need it from the closet. This is what you'll use in the classroom. You won't be using the smoke machine for the 3rd grade program or the ductwork that sends the smoke into the rear bedroom or front living room area. You won't be using the telephone with which you can practice 911 calls from the front phone. You won't be using the heated door or the ventilation system to pull the smoke out. But you will want to turn on the lights in the control room, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, and also the safety stove if you want. You can turn the doorbell on if you want to prove a point for the kids when you first get there. So, you've taken out the panel. You're going to close this door and explain when the kids come in that that's just for storage. They don't need to go in there. And as I said, get the panel ready to bring inside, because when you make the presentation within the classroom, this is what you'll use to go through with the kids what's safe and not safe. And as you go through inside, you'll make the point that things like an unattended iron, a smoke detector without its battery, appliances by water, candles with towels over them, and any number of other things can be dangerous. Cigarettes, unattended fires, unattended cooking, gasoline cans where they don't belong. All those things you'll find as we go through the program. So now let's take a look and make sure we're set up. First of all, there's nothing down below as we've left it for today, other than the things that we leave in here, the extinguisher and some material from the camp. And also the refrigerator obviously has some things in there. Nothing in this. We do leave the pizza box inside the oven because that shows the kids that that's not a safe place to store things, nor is it a good way to heat pizza. Most of the material needed in this room is up above. There's a pot you can leave with the handle out, and then if the kids are really noticing, you can rotate the handle in and show that's safer so they won't pull boiling water onto themselves. There's a newspaper that you can leave on top of the burners to show how that's not a safe practice. Paper towels, again, can extend onto the burner so it shows the kind of things that we do see. You can pick up the appliance, put it next to the sink, plug it in, and show that that's not a safe place for an appliance. Also not a good thing to have underneath the cabinetry. You can set the phone up to the side. Sometimes I'll put the bottle of water next to it and they'll discuss whether that's a hazard, a safety hazard. And then from there, you have a smoke detector that you can go through inside the classroom or out here. You have the smoke detector up on the roof that's left unattached that you'll be on the ceiling. You'll be able to use for your training. You have a lighter, a butane lighter. A can of off, which isn't safe for bugs, obviously, but if it's left by the burner, it might not be safe for you either. The mitts on the top vent that might get heated up to fire or drop down into the flame. And a cigarette that's already looked like it's lit, that's hanging over and could fall into the ashtray, or rather the garbage below from the ashtray. And that is the extent of this room. When you look at the check sheet that's just inside this case, along with the timer that you're going to set off when you bring the kids in, you'll see each of those items on the check sheet. First of all, the bedroom at the top, and then below, the cigarette over the garbage can, the smoke detector on the ceiling, the newspaper box in the oven, the pot holders over the stove, and those are all in there to be able to give those kids something to see. We'll now go back into the bedroom and find the gas can, the candle and newspaper, the overheated plug that's overused, overloaded, curling iron on the bed, and then a stuffed animal to put on the curling iron. Again, for discussion, if you want, you can take the fire extinguisher and place it out as something that's safe that they might find. I've left a plug running underneath these doors so that when they come in, we can talk about plugs that run under doors and what hazards those pose in terms of the potential for being damaged. We have a heater, space heater, that we leave right next to the bed. It's too close. It's not in and of itself dangerous, but 3 feet from any object is what it needs to be, and in this case it's not. We have 2 candles. One that has no batteries we leave here, and that doesn't represent a danger, of course. But the other, which you can turn on and then show that it's lit, that we'll put over in the bedroom next to the newspaper. And that obviously poses a good hazard, or a serious hazard, not a good hazard. There's the gas can that's in the bedroom. There's the overheated plug. Sometimes the kids will start to ask whether the stereo is a hazard. It's not, unless you play it too loud. And of course, you've got the heating iron underneath your lizard. So there's a number of things in this room that are dangerous. You won't need to use the back door. I always leave that locked. And you won't need to use the rear exit, although they can practice climbing down the rear exit when we use this as a smoke machine, as a smoke room rather. And then, again, we won't be heating up the door, but I bring them into the bedroom and talk about feeling the door with the back of your hand before you open it gently to see if there's smoke when there's an alarm going off in your house. And then being able to leave safely out the front door. In the classroom, you're going to talk about exit drills in the home, having a meeting place, calling 911, and again, what things around the house might not be safe. And ideally, they'll go home and set up a fire drill and a fire plan and run through it with their families. So that's what you'll need to do when you're finished. Put everything away the way you found it so Rich can come and pick it up and deliver it to the next school.